Hi there, and welcome to Graeme's Guide Friday Live. This Friday, the 4th of December. 4th of December. Where is this year gone? And it's been a crazy year at that. Look, I just wanted to point you in some directions for some really useful information to help you with assignments 3 and 4. And also remind you that this coming week, week 6, is our last week before consolidation week and our end of year break. So there'll be a 2-week break between the two halves of this teaching period. So after week 6, we won't come back until the very end of December. So let me go in and show you the important stuff. Okay, alrighty, so this is our, this is the dashboard page where I like to start, and you'll see here I've got 3 things I want to show you in my agenda items, the week 1 unit goals. So I've actually pinned, if you go into the discussions, you'll see that week 5, is it? Let me go into the discussions now, because I just done this and I can't remember what I've just done. Okay, discussions. This is one way of getting there. And then go down to, no, I'm just going to go my shortcut. So let's go to group 31's discussions. Okay, here we are on group 31's discussions, and you'll see here that I've pinned to the pinned discussions not only the week 5.6 discussion soft skills, but also I've repinned the week 1.5 discussion dream careers. And that's because in assignments 3 and 4, it's important that you return to the goals, the unit goals and the course goals that you initially thought about when you first started in week 1. So those goals may have changed. You may have read things now that have given you a different perspective. So it's quite okay to change your unit and course goals. If you go back into this discussion board, the Dream Careers discussion, you'll see that near the top of the discussion, I've put some. I pulled some of your goals out, and I put them near the top of the page, and I put them into sort of 2 different categories, so the unit goals category and the course goals category. And I've also provided some recommendations and suggestions for the sources, the essential readings from this unit that you might be able to use to support your discussion about your unit goals and your course goals. So that's really important to keep that in mind. Your unit and course goals, there should be a strategic flow on throughout this unit, and especially from assignment 3 to assignment 4 when you're discussing your unit goals and course goals. And we're going to talk more about that in this coming week's Collaborate session, which will be Thursday night of week 6 at 7:30 p.m. Okay, so where did I want to take you? I wanted to take you to my next item on the agenda, which is the assignment 3 discussion. So if I click on assignment 3 Q&A, you'll see here, okay, so you know how we talked about you'll need 8 hours a week to work on each unit? So a great deal of that 8 hours, well, for some people it's not 8 hours. For example, I was able to do my study in about 6 hours eventually. I mean, that's once I got organized. I was able to, but less than 6 hours of dedicated study to each unit is, you may be putting your studies, you may not be giving yourself the best chance if you're not dedicating at least 6 hours a week for each unit. And we recommend 8 hours. Okay, so the reason why I mention that is because you're going to spend a lot of time over the next couple of weeks and over the break looking at the information that I've posted today. So let's scroll down to this first one. This is some discussion about using evidence in your script. And if you go a little bit below that, you'll see I've also provided two videos with hot tips. The first one's titled Presenting Me 1, and the second one is titled Presenting Me 2. So those are a couple of videos. Now you don't have to watch these videos this week, because in fact assignment 3 does not need to be submitted until after the consolidation week and end of year break. This is just some good information I'm providing early on and letting you know where to find it. So the other piece of useful information, or pieces of useful information I've provided, is in the ELA updates forum. So I'm going to go back to the discussions page and then go to the third forum down, which is the ELA updates. And if you scroll down this page, oh look, just while we're going past here, this talks about my first attempt at study, which was very short-lived. After I received my first essay back, I received a credit for it, 60%. I was not happy. I thought I'd done better work than what was required for 60%. Okay, this is based on failing years 10, 11, and 12 at high school. I failed high school miserably, and then my first attempt at university, my first essay, I got a 60%, and I thought that was not good enough because I knew better. Anyway, I checked a history fit and I quit my studies, and it put my studies back, about 14 years. So if you, when you receive your results for assignment 2, if you've received a 60, if you've received a pass or a 60% and you're not happy, just keep in mind that receiving a 60% is a pretty good grade if this is your first attempt at university level studies and you've actually done quite well. 60% means you've understood the question and you've responded adequately to the question. Yeah, sure, you could have done better, but no one's going to perfect. We're not actually want to perfect. No one's going to be, academic writing is a skill that you will develop over many years. Your first assignment for your first semester at a teaching period back at university, especially if you haven't studied before, don't expect to be getting a distinction or a high distinction. It's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. More likely you've got a 60, in the 60s, and if you've got a pass, well, that probably means that you haven't adequately used literature to support your discussion. Probably don't really need to talk more about that. Anyway, read this little excerpt from my first well, I've told you don't have to read it now, do you? Okay, let's move on. Sorry. Okay, down here, I provided more information that you will need about, go past all this Evernote stuff. You don't need this right now. You don't need that right now. Here we are. Graeme's Guide, Using Copyright Material. Now, I know some students have already started to ask about using images in their PowerPoint presentation. So all the information you need here about using imagery or other media in your PowerPoint presentation, you will find here. So come here and read through this using copyright material section. If you're using your own photos, your own images, you do not need to worry about this. But if you're using images that you find on the internet, then it's going to be important that you know what's going on. One exception to that really is the images that come with PowerPoint. So PowerPoint provides some clip art and some photos. So if you're using PowerPoint clip art and photos, you don't really have to worry about the copyright issues. But come and read this if you've got any questions. And then if you need any specific answers, of course, ask me in the discussions. The next post down, which I've just posted this morning, is citing and referencing the discussions. Some students have been asking me about citing the discussions, because in the discussions there's evidence of collaboration and evidence of learning online, and people want to know if they can use discussion board posts to demonstrate how they've learnt online, through the collegiality. We call this social constructivism. So if you're looking for examples of social constructivism, you needn't look no further than your own discussions that are going on here in our discussions. And you're very welcome to provide an example or an excerpt from the discussions to support your argument that for the benefits of social constructivism. If you need to know how to cite and reference the discussion boards, I provided some examples here. And also, if you want to cite the learning materials, I've also such as the success profiling tool. Well, we if you want to cite that, I've given you an example of how that citation and that reference would look. Okay, so that's just below here. Guide to paragraph structure. Okay, I have noticed while I've been marking assignment 2, people are struggling with structure a bit. So I've also put a post here that might help you with the Teal method of paragraph writing. I've also have my own method of paragraph writing, which is called the Spiel method of paragraph writing, and I've put a link here to my website where you can find it. On my website there's a donation button. No need to use the donation button. In fact, please don't use the donation button. Scroll past that and go to there's plenty of free there's a free essay guide on essay writing, which might come in handy for assignment 4. But for your paragraph writing, I've got a color-coded excerpt or exemplar, if you like, of how to structure a paragraph with evidence and explanation, your linking sentence, and it's all right there. So that might be something else worthwhile. Really probably could have made a much shorter video about all this, but anyway, there we go. Of course, I always tend to talk too much, and that's enough from me. All the best with your studies and your work on assignment 3 and 4 over the consolidation week break. Of course, it's not consolidation week this week. We do have another week here, and we've got our assignment 3 collaborate session next Thursday night, as I've already said. And for me, for now, it's bye for now.